Hello everybody and welcome to Third Beard Fishing. I'm Solomon and I want to welcome you guys to the channel. We're pushing close to 1,400 subscribers, and that means it's been a very long time since I started this channel and since I actually introduced my channel to everybody. And since I have a huge amount of new subscribers, I thought it might be a cool idea if I introduced you guys to who I am and what this channel really is about and why I started this channel. So that's what we're going to do today, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So let's get into it. Before we begin this awesome video, I want to show you guys something. My views are mostly from non-subscribers, about 86%. So if you guys are watching this and you are not subscribed, please take the time to subscribe. It really helps out the channel and I greatly appreciate your subscription. Now, back to this awesome video. So when I originally started this channel back almost 2 years ago, it was originally called the Third Beard Channel. And it was originally going to be a variety channel all about men things. So doing adventures, doing random adventures, working on my vehicle, doing food reviews, working in the yard, doing all kinds of stuff like that. And also fishing, but the channel eventually turned into what it is now, which is Third Beard Fishing. I changed the name sometime last year, and we've gone from there. And I haven't looked back. I'm very happy with where the channel has gone. But I wanted to give you guys some backstory. I did kind of talk about this in my very first video I ever did on this channel, but that was so long ago, and I have so many new followers now, or subscribers, and I kind of feel like I owe it to y'all to kind of give you an idea on who I am as a person and what this channel is and why I do this channel. So I thought that's what we would do today. So almost 2 years ago, I started this channel as a way to really stay active. Let me give you the backstory on what really transpired with me. So I am a veteran. I am a U.S. Army veteran. I am a combat veteran. I served in the Army from 2005 to 2009 as an infantryman. I was an 11 Charlie, meaning not only was I an infantry, but I was also a mortarman. So I was qualified on 60 millimeter, 81 millimeter, and 120 millimeter mortar systems, on top of doing everything else that the infantry does, ground pounding, all that stuff. I did serve in combat in Iraq from 2007 to 2008. About 6 months of my combat tour was in Baghdad, at a place called Fob Falcon, and then for the remainder of my tour we moved up north into the Diyala province around Muqtadiya and Bakuba, and stayed up there pretty much the rest of that time. For the time that I was in Baghdad, I pretty much did mostly mortars there. I did go on a few convoys where I was either a driver or I sat on in a turret on a 240 Bravo machine gun, but for the most part I did mortars there. I dropped quite a few rounds of 120 millimeter mortar rounds in combat missions, which is pretty cool to be able to say that I actually fired mortar rounds in combat, in support of other troops in contact while there. And I also, while I was in Baghdad, I did tower guard. I did guard duty a lot and just other things there. But once we moved into Diyala province, then we put all the mortar systems up, and we never really did those again. We did all infantry stuff. So we did convoy escort, we did patrols, we stayed out in JCOBs or combat outposts, and we did just infantry stuff there. So I come back from the Army and kind of lost my way. I didn't do a whole lot after that. I tried going to college and ended up flunking out of college, not due to my grades, but due to absences, because the school that I went to did not know how to deal with veterans. They did not have a veteran program. The only thing they cared about was the GI Bill money. That's it. The one person that I had that was any kind of veteran person at the school, the only thing that she did was she put in the paperwork to get the money from the VA for the GI Bill, and that's it. I had no guidance from them. They didn't help me at all, and they took attendance at that school, and whether they were excused or not, if you missed a certain number of days, you got booted. And I ended up missing a number of days. I ended up missing too many days because of VA appointments. I had too many VA absences where I had to drive over an hour to go to a VA clinic for either mental health or other health appointments, and they ended up kicking me out, and I lost a portion of my GI Bill because of it. Well, I didn't find out until this year that I still had some of my GI Bill left. I thought I had lost it all. And when I found out this year, I looked on there and it said I still had some available, but it expired this past year. Like, I missed my date. I didn't. So I was kind of bummed about that. That sucked. But anyway, I got kicked out of school for absences, which was kind of a bummer. I met my wife. And we ended up getting married, and I moved in with her, and we floated from North Carolina for a while up there. Never thrived there myself. I worked as a nighttime security guard at a hotel, making about $15,000 a year, and just that was my life. I was a third shift security guard, and that was it. I bred ball pythons there for a while, did not do well with that, and that was my whole life. I didn't do anything else with my life. So I failed at that. I was literally doing nothing with my life. Then I really wanted to move to Florida. Florida had always been something that I was very interested in doing. I loved snakes. Snakes have always been my life. Something I always liked, and Florida had a lot of snakes, so I was very interested in moving there. I hounded my wife about it, and eventually she said, okay. So she said, we'll try to find you a job down there, and we'll look into moving. And so I found a dream job. I found a job doing wildlife removal down here in Florida. So I moved. I got a job down here, and within like a month I was already down here for training, and we moved down here to Florida, and I did that for 5 straight years. I did 3 different companies. 3 companies I worked for, they didn't work out. I didn't thrive well in them. I did great at the job, I just didn't do well with people. Not very good with people. Most veterans will attest to this. Once you get out of the service, you just don't do well with humans, with civilians. It's a hard transition to come out of being in the military and the structure, and how everybody is set to a standard, and if you don't set to that standard, there's consequences. And then you come out of that mindset and that lifestyle where everybody has to be held to those standards, and then you come into civilian life and nobody is held to standards anymore, and nobody has consequences to those standards, and it's just really difficult, and it really causes you a lot of problems, and sometimes you can't keep your mouth shut when people aren't adhering to those standards. But anyway, So I went through 3 different companies in those 5 years, and eventually between my body shutting down and not working well, my back and everything, I couldn't do it anymore. I was going through the VA disability process, trying to get that all squared away, and eventually I just I quit, and I stopped working that job, and so I ended up not working anymore, and I just needed a break from everything, from civilians, from the workforce, everything, and I stopped working. I couldn't work anymore. The pain I was dealing with was just too much, and I stopped. Well, that spiraled me down into a situation where that led me to where I'm at now. For 5 straight years after I got out of the workforce and was fighting the VA, trying to get to where what all veterans strive to be, and that's 100% disability through the VA. I I ended up getting into a deep, dark depression for 5 straight years to a point where I never wanted to leave the house. And I gained over 100 and something pounds. I ballooned up to like over 325 pounds, and was my heaviest I've ever been. When I say I never wanted to leave the house, I didn't leave the house unless I absolutely had to, like a VA appointment. I got to a point where I was like, the thought of leaving the house just terrified me. I just hated my life. I had suicidal ideations. I didn't want to wake up in the morning. Every time I'd wake up in the morning, I'd just be so frustrated that I did. I hated my life. And then in September of 2023, my stepfather passed away, and I was devastated by that. And so I went to my back home in South Carolina to be with my brother and my mother, to help them with the arrangements of his passing. And I found out some things about his end of life that really opened my eyes to a lot of things. He had been diagnosed with cancer a while before that, and throughout the time of his cancer, he had tried to be active and do things to help my mom around the house. Since he wasn't working anymore, he would take care of the house, take care of the family. And there at the end, he would just cry and he just struggle so much with the fact that he could no longer get up and go do anything. He wanted to help around the house and take care of the yard, and he just couldn't. And finding out how just depressed and sad he was there towards the end, and how much he just wanted to get up and do things, really made me realize that I was wasting my life away hoping I was going to die, and I had the opportunity to take care of my family and my house and do things. And it made me realize that I needed to get up and do things. So it really kind of shot me in the heart and told me, look, dude, you're wasting it. Get up, it's time. And that's really what started the whole process of me saying, you know what, it's time to get up and do stuff. And that's where this channel started from, was a way to keep me honest and keep me active. So I started this channel as a way to really motivate me to do things, and it has. It's been almost 2 years of being active, and if I am not active, then I don't put out content on this channel. So that's what this channel's been about. And like I said in the beginning, it started out as a variety channel where I was doing some different things, and you can go back and watch some of my earlier videos, and I do like a lot of different yard work and fishing trips and go on adventures and explore places around here. And I'll probably still put some of those videos out here on this channel, even though this channel is mostly a fishing channel. But it has morphed into a predominantly fishing channel because that is something that has really brought me joy and excitement over the past 2 years. But I just wanted to talk with y'all a little bit about who I am and why I do this channel and give you a little bit more insight. Now, a lot of things have changed in the past 2 years. I am officially now 100% disabled through the VA, which I am super grateful for. As a matter of fact, I've only been that way since for about 2 months. I just finally got it. I've been fighting since 2011 for that goal, and I finally got it. I have a horrible back. My tailbone is all messed up, and my feet are really bad. But I finally got it, and I'm grateful for it. It's very helpful. But I tell you what, and I, you know, it took a lot to get there, but I'm eternally grateful. But if I have anything to say to anybody that is going through the process of filing for disability through the VA, just don't give up. Just keep going through it. It's a lot of work, I know, but keep going through it. And for anybody that's currently in the military right now, if you this is something that I want everybody to know. If you're in the military right now, if you even have so much as a sniffle, go to sick call. Go to the doctor or the medics and get it documented, because you will be shooting yourself in the foot if you don't. Because when I was in the military, it was frowned upon. It was a stigma to go to sick call. It was, especially in the infantry, you were called a sick call ranger. You were made fun of. You were just treated like garbage for going and getting anything looked at. And so you just didn't. I hardly ever went to sick call for anything. If I was sick, I just showed up to work. If I was hurt, I showed up to work. I tried to never go in there. And so when I was going through my claims process, if they didn't have any record of it in service, they would not acknowledge it. So it was a stupid fight, and that's what took me so long to get my 100%. So if that's one thing that I can give you guys some insight is, if you guys have anything going wrong with you in the military, go get it checked out. Okay? Seriously. So that's my 2 cents. But I wanted you guys to just know a little bit about my backstory as to where this channel came from and why. And now I want to leave you guys with this. I want to ask you guys some questions. I am struggling at the moment. I am a little behind on content and being able to get some content out. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week, and I'm struggling to get enough content filmed to keep up with that. Now, I'm still going to keep doing 2 videos a week. I'm not going to stop that. But I want to ask y'all something. Would y'all be interested in hearing some stories from my tour of duty in Iraq? Would that be something y'all would be interested in if I added that into this? Or would you like to see other things besides just fishing? I mean, this is mostly a fishing channel, and I'll continue to do just mostly fishing, but I want to ask y'all if there's something else that you want to see too. Let me know. I have other things too that I can show on there. It would just help me out a little bit with content. So just let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that, and it would be a big help if you guys would help. Also, Another thing I want to bring up too is this channel is almost 2 years old, and I am struggling right now with motivation. I'm really struggling. I am just barely scraping by getting, I'm not even getting hardly 200 views per video. And sometimes I'm barely getting 100 views per video. And I've been doing this for over 2 years, and I don't know what else I can do to make my videos entertaining and make y'all want to watch them. Help me out here. What can I do to make it better? Is it me? Let me know what's wrong. Is it me? Is it my video style? Am I just too boring? Please tell me, because I watch other creators and they do the same kind of videos that I do, and they'll have less subscribers than I do and 10 times the views that I do, and I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. So if you guys have any suggestions, please help me out in the comments. Let me know, because I'm getting real discouraged and I don't understand what's going on. So I appreciate it. So thank you guys for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you guys back on the water. Take care. Hello everyone. If you could, I'd love for you guys to check out my father-in-law's YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel that I also edit videos for, called Bearded Lumber. They are a full-service sawmill and kiln channel, and they are an amazing channel. I hope you guys will check them out. The link is in the description of this video, so check them out. You'll really enjoy this YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you for watching Third Beard Fishing. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion, and feel free to subscribe here. Thank you.